Hi. So today the main topic is app router versus page router. Um, it's actually the my what I think about app router and versus app page router. I'm really the person that really use app router. It's not really because like I prefer app router than page router. It's because the app router because next when I'm trying to install the Next.js library, it gives a recommendation that I should use app router. So I thought there's gonna be like more performance and more big like those kind of thing in the app router, but I find out that they just trying to get like earn money because app router costs a lot for the user. So what do I mean by that? Um, Let me try to explain the paradigm of the client, the front end, um, the the rendering method. The first was like really SSG and CSR with the SSG and also CSR with the SSR. So SSG means that there's already built HTML, so there's no need to user to do anything. I already made HTML. I already fully made page with a bunch of HTML. So you don't have to really do like the render it, like use JavaScript to render it. It's already there. So there's no issue about it. So but the current on rendering is that the JavaScript doing everything. All of the responsibility is on the the client side. So the JavaScript is the one who doing the routing, and so JavaScript is the one who renders the HTML. In JavaScript, yeah, like everything is doing JavaScript. So that's gonna be issue because you should have to see the white screen to the white screen to the it renders, right? So next one is CSR is SSG. So there's like CSR, like there's kind of like event based on it feature. That means that we need some kind of CSR on that because that thing is that relates to the JavaScript. But beside that, all of the like dry and some kind of unnecessary feature that doesn't need some kind of feature that doesn't need JavaScript or the server, I just use SSG for this. So example, if there's like page on here, and if this part is requires some kind of event, I only makes the class are running on this part, but other than that I map into SSG. But next thing is CSR SSR. The CSR SSR is means that the per request the server dynamically makes the HTML and sends to the client. But SSG is just the making at the period time. So what's wrong about it? The app router, the problem is that the good thing is that you don't have to think about like SSG SSR. It already makes the some kind of pages with the dynamically with the SSG or SSR. So under the hood, the app router is basically it does everything. You don't have to care about it. The page router is you can do more thing with the manually. And app router there's more feature about like server side example server action, the server action those kind of. But the page router is basically doing it on the page rather than the component. In the app router, if you can use server component, which is that I want to make some kind of component or some kind of the HTML, but inside the component, not in the root of the page, because the page router is basically I'm gonna use server side rendering, but I cannot use SSR on the component based on that. So I'm just gonna wrap it into root of the page. But app router is the one who says, oh, that is kind of like waste of it. I'm just gonna make it to server side rendering, but also can inside of the components. So there's more some kind of like performance on it. But my general question, so I already kind of use app router because I really don't know like page router does. So when I found out that the app router is really very bad for the company based production. Why? Because it's happening everything under the hood, which means that there should be wrong with the under the hood, but I can't really track it. For example, if I try to enhance SEO, I have to see the build HTML and check this meta tag is actually is good or not. But the app router, it doesn't make HTML for the per the page, so it just debunches JavaScript. They also like the server side rendering, so I don't know what's going on. But the page router, it isn't. So I think that is why I don't like app router, because there's so many missing code in here. So there's so many like bunch of like, how do I say it, missing. I don't know what's going on, but it's handling is pretty fine. So that's me. So I'm just gonna trying to migrate app router to the page router. There's like we have to launch our service on August 4, but still though I think app router is really just out of my hand. I can't really control on it. It's too much for me, for us. So I think so. That's why we just throw away the app router and choose the page router. So because it's too much. Because if you look at the performance of it, you don't really need SSR for it. You can just use SSG, and moreover, if you select the SSG first rather than SSR, it's really easy to migrate into other infra. Example, you use Bozo, but sometimes you have to go to AWS. Since SSG is just the static, it just need only static server. You don't have to think about like big infra. But SSR, it isn't. It's just the server. You have to think about the EC2 based on that. You have to think about, because it's the server, you have to think about load balancing, those kind of things. So for me, I don't like SSR, but so I think this is my opinion of the app router versus page router. So I think this is it. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.